This shit's crazy.
What's up, guys? Today we're going over old school bodybuilding steroids. This means contest prep cycles, off-season cycles, how the steroids affect the physique, the positives, negatives, some of the side effects. So let's get started. Alright guys, old school bodybuilding physiques were notorious for their fullness, shape, and symmetry. In all of bodybuilding, steroids are essential if you want to be a high-level competitor. It's inevitable. Many people want to downplay the effects of steroids, but a championship level physique really can't be created, without the assistance of PEDs. It doesn't mean you can't create an incredible physique without steroids, but realistically, if you want to be Mr. Olympia or you want to compete at that Olympia level, professional level even, you need to be using steroids. So it's been dated back to the 1940s that these guys were using gear, and that's totally okay because bodybuilding without steroids at a competitive level is like riding a bicycle in a NASCAR race. Doesn't make sense, and you're always going to be behind. So steroids weren't necessarily legal, but they're kind of widely available to bodybuilders during the golden era. Doctors were giving prescriptions to all athletes for better performance. I mean, guys, this is going to include the bodybuilders. We're going to go over some of the anabolic steroids used by our favorite golden era guys, and we're going to kind of see what the physique looks like on this drug. Keep in mind, though, guys, these are the most high-level genetics. These are the freaks, the premium genetics of that era, because the other guys didn't stand out like these guys did. So they're special for a reason. I mean, your response rate to drugs is super important, and it's key to having premium genetics. All right, guys, we are starting out with the main component, the base steroid, which is testosterone. It's the most important. This is the foundation of all steroids. Every other compound is just a derivative of the main component of testosterone. This is basically the house. It's the most necessary component in any steroid cycle. You can't use steroids without using testosterone, so those oral-only cycles don't make sense because you're shutting down your body's natural ability to produce it, and you're not supplementing it with artificial tests. So it doesn't work, and you'll have zero tests. So testosterone aids in muscle recovery, muscle growth, nitrogen retention, which is pump and blood flow in the muscles, and it also gives mental confidence. Low testosterone symptoms are basically a change in sleep patterns, reduced sex drive, or low libido. Infertility, you can have emotional changes, decreased strength, and you also have easier weight gain. Your body holds less muscle and actually holds more fat. So we always want more testosterone, not less in bodybuilding. So most of the side effects that result from using testosterone in males is related to testosterone's high tendency to convert into estrogen. So our body has an elevated testosterone and thinks, hey, let's raise the estrogen as well. So estrogenic side effects could be like water retention or gyno. And then you also have the androgenic side effects, which are facial body hair growth, male pattern baldness, oily skin, and acne. I really don't have to show you guys a specific picture of a bodybuilder to get the message that, testosterone was used. They all had to use testosterone. It really comes down to what other components they were running that really molds their physique into that bulkier or contest shredded look. All right, guys, the most famous oral steroid for the bulking phases during the golden era was Dianabol, and it helps the individual put on incredible amounts of muscle. There's very high nitrogen retention, which means your muscles are full of blood and the pumps are incredible. And it gives you just a full look. This is where the term Debol pumps come from. It's just the increase of glycogen and nitrogen in the muscle. I mean, Dianabol is an estrogenic steroid, so it carries estrogenic properties, gyno, water retention, like we said before. And since it's an oral steroid, it was typically used for 6 weeks max because it's very hepatotoxic and it'll do damage to your liver if you take it any longer. All right, guys, here we have a picture of Arnold who just looks incredibly full. Just notice that fullness and roundness in the muscle. There's not much separation. He's not ready to step on stage. However, the strength gains and the mass gains in the first 6 weeks to kickstart the cycle are incredible, as well as the pumps. So for most bulking phases, everybody would use Debol the first 6 weeks while they waited for their other oils to kick in. So it really provides that kickstart you need for your bulking phase. It's on the record that Arnold was popping Debol pills like candy, quote unquote, since he was 16 years old. This was actually Arnold's favorite steroid because of the pumps it gave. And, he always talked about the pumps and it felt like coming in the gym. So really a great steroid for bulking. All right, guys, next bulking drug, Deca. It was the most popular injectable for bulking phases. We call them either injectables or oils. It's known to build large amounts of muscle over an extended period of time. So you have to run it for about 16 weeks because it doesn't really even kick in until the 6th week of your cycle. I think of Mike Mentzer when I see Deca. There's just dense, hard muscle. It has really fast anabolic effects, and it gives you tons of growth over an extended period of time. Deca has androgenic side effects, so that includes hair loss, increased body hair growth, and the notorious Deca dick, which is when a bodybuilder loses their libido or they can't really get an erection. Looking at this picture of Mike Mentzer in the gym, he just looks like a strong, dense brick shithouse. Like, you cannot mess with this guy. And that's kind of what Deca does. It makes you put on tons of muscle, and you're just dense, and you're strong, and you just feel powerful. Look at this picture of Mike Mentzer, guys. Seriously, look at that fullness. There's not much separation or striations because he's bulking up, but he just looks dense, strong, powerful, and that's really what Deca did to a physique. All right, guys, next up we have the oral for cutting during the golden era. It was used almost always during competition prep for its effects on the skin. In order to demonstrate high-level muscular separation, vascularity, and leanness, Winstrol is necessary. It gives the effect of paper-thin skin more than eating tilapia. Tightens up your physique. But guys, with this insane shred, it comes a price. It makes the body weaker in terms of tendons and joints. Now think about that. You're using Winstrol last 4 weeks of contest prep, where your body's the most fragile, calories are low, and now you're dealing with another issue where your tendons and joints are extremely weak, and the body is just more stiff in general, which is why they didn't really lift heavy towards the end of a contest prep, especially on Winstrol. Look at this picture of Serge Nubret. Are you guys kidding me? Separation, striation, tight skin. Look at that core. Just the separation is incredible, and this is due to Winstrol and low calories and dieting, of course, but the drug highly attributes to this shredded, tight, still full look. All right, guys, I don't want to freak out while I'm recording this, but this picture of Frank Zane is absolutely unreal. The skin is so tight. The midsection is so tight. The separation, the vascularity, the striations, everything is present. Winstrol, huge effect on the cutting. All right, guys, the most popular injectable during the 70s, not the 80s or early 80s, was Primo. And this was before Tren came into the picture, but Tren kind of took over. Primo dries out your physique, and it gives the muscle a dense, hard look while providing separation and vascularity. So I think Primo is really doing the cutting job, and then Winnie's there to finish it off and give it that final touch. And it hardens the muscle, and it gives it a rock-feeling effect. Now, Primo has androgenic side effects, much similar to Deca, so we're talking about increased body hair growth, male pattern baldness or hair loss, and libido issues and erection issues. So Robbie Robinson here looks like he was carved out of stone. The muscles just look hard, separated. He's still full, he's maintaining fullness with the help of the steroids, but he's skin tight and he's super lean. This is contest ready shape right here, gentlemen. Then we have this picture of Arnold. He doesn't look huge, but he looks peeled, absolutely shredded, separated, vascular, striated, whatever you want to call it, and just looks dense. Primo really gave you that dense, full, hard look while maintaining such a low body fat percentage. All right, guys, and I have to do it. I want to talk about Tren as well. Tren is the most powerful injectable. You can bulk on it and you can cut on it, but it's pretty famous for cutting. It just gives you insane leanness, vascularity, while maintaining such full, cartoonish muscle. It also is the reason why a lot of bodybuilders today have those cannonball 3D delts, because it just makes the delts look so full and round. However, the most powerful injectable brings the most powerful side effects. And when I mean powerful, Tren side effects are notoriously the worst. You deal with trensomnia, which means you can't really sleep at night. You also deal with anxiety, paranoia. You become sort of crazy on this drug. It's hard to control your mental state, and you also deal with gyno, male pattern baldness. So it elevates your prolactin levels, so you're dealing with high prolactin sides. However, if you can deal with these crazy side effects and control them, you reap in the benefits of bringing an incredible package on stage. Look at this picture of Arnold. You have increased vascularity, separation, dryness. Your face also becomes way tighter. He looks way different than he did in any of his other Mr. Olympia competitions, because this is the first time he used Primobolan. Notice he's not as round as full as he usually is. He's much tighter and lean. It's more of an athletic frame compared to his other looks on stage. Again, guys, with this comparison, we can see Arnold 1980 and then Arnold 1975. Notice the fullness of the muscle is much different. He's much tighter, smaller on Tren. I prefer his physique in 1975. However, he did come in great shape in 1980 due to the Primobolan. All right, guys, getting into a bulking cycle example, we're going to go through this together. So weeks 1 through 6, we're using testosterone at 500 mg to 750 mg per week. D-Bol from 75 to 125 mg every day. You take a pill every day. And then Deca 500 to 750 mg a week. And then weeks 6 through 16, you drop the D-Bol and you keep the test in Deca. This is because, like I said before, D-Bol is very hard on the liver. So you can't take it for more than 6 weeks. Use it as more of a Kickstarter, and then it shows the immediate effects, and you let the oils do the rest of the work for you. Now it's kind of backwards when we're doing a cutting cycle. So weeks 1 through 12, we're using oils. I mean, this is golden era, so we're not going to throw in Anavar or any other crazy drugs. This is the golden era, guys. We'd assume testosterone at 500 to 750 mg a week, and then Primo from 400 to 700 mg per week. And then weeks 12 through 16, we're adding Winstrol. So for the last 4 weeks, we're using Winstrol 75 to 100 mg every day. Orals are usually taken every day, guys. So for the first 12 weeks, the guys can use the oils. And then for the last 4 weeks, we're really trying to put that finishing touch on the physique. So we're going to throw in the Winnie to, give that knockout punch and bring our best presentation. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. For more content like this, please comment, like, subscribe. Turn on my post notifications so you know when my next video goes up. OldSchoolGlory.com for the best old school bodybuilding apparel, training plans, and ebooks. Also, Michael Pana on Instagram and Glory Old School on Instagram. Chief Glory, guys. Thanks for watching.